You from Phillip Watson, and last year and in years past, Phillip has been so popular here for a lot of things, but especially these cut and plant succulent mats. And we have a today only price on this, which means the price is crazy good. It's $22 and change. And that price is going up at the end of the day on this mat, and it will not be back for at least 6 months. So that's pretty much your entire gardening season. So get it today while we have some in stock. You also get 3 payments of $738 and free shipping. So what this is a perennial mat that you are going to get and cut into whatever shapes and sizes you want. You can tuck these into a rock garden, into your walkways, into your mulch beds, into pots, and they will expand quickly and give you tons of color. So you're going to choose the red, the colors are red or yellow, and that refers to the foliage, the leaves. And then all of them are going to give you beautiful multicolor flowers as well. So let's bring in Phillip Watson, our handsome Southern fella. Come on in here, my friend.
Thank you, Carolyn.
How are
so
you?
Nice to be on with you. I'm doing fine. I slept well last night. I got up and started messing around with my sedum plants, which I love these. And by the way, hi to Susan Graver out there. You know, I designed her garden.
That's right.
Yes, and I use the sedums in some of the difficult areas because she likes to travel. And I have to tell you, I love the sedum, and I put in an urn that is about 4 feet across, and it's this shape, and it's cast iron, full of sedum because it stays out there all winter and looks beautiful all the time.
I love it. So here's what you're getting. I just want everybody to see. And Phillip, you can correct me if I'm wrong. When they choose yellow, it's going to be more of that sort of yellowy green foliage and
chartreuse shade.
Oh, okay. And then when they choose red, you're going to get those pops of red foliage in with the green, correct?
Yeah, yes, indeed. So
okay.
That's the difference. They mix well together, and the tray itself is 20 inches by 6 inches, and you can get 20 to 30 2-inch plugs out of a tray.
Okay.
And I'm telling you what, it's like the breaking of the loaves, if we want to go biblical here, because let me show you one 2-inch by 2-inch plug. I have planted that in this container right here. Okay. Now, middle of the summer, that one 2-inch plug has become, yes, that's what they do.
Wow.
Even if you forget to water them, I'm telling you, they're indestructible. I plant them in pots in Aspen, Colorado. They've been there for 12 years in the pots on a second floor balcony. They do not die. It's a great filler plant. If you've got window boxes that you forget to water, and you know those are the first things to go, they're shallow. These succulents will absolutely love that, because what I'm shipping out to you is, you know, what we're both holding right here, all the different colors in here, and it's also on a cocoa mat, which makes it very easy to get some pinking shears, and you can cut out whatever size or shape that you like.
I'm just going to do that right here. So I've got one that I've already started working on one right here, Phillip. So let me just show everybody. Here's the plastic tray it comes in, and then it's all one wonderful mat. Look at the healthy roots under there. Now, if I want to just cut a little bit, I've got my Mark Charles snips. I can cut one this size and put it in. Now watch over here. I can put it in. I've already done one here in this pot. There's like 2 this size in here, which are now going to turn into this right behind it.
Yes.
And Phillip, when do I start to see these flowers, my friend?
The flower, as soon as it starts to be hot weather, generally around the 4th of July, maybe a little bit earlier. And by the way, those flowers, I love Barbara King's iron butterflies, so to speak. They're beautiful, but this also attracts real butterflies. They love these flowers, and because these are down low, they're not going to be high enough to trip you, but they're great for the edges of paths and also to give you a little bit of color. Mine are semi-evergreen here in Pennsylvania, and I see the colors intensify in the cold weather. The golds become more golden, like real gold, and then the burgundy becomes just beautiful, like garnet.
So
just jewels at your feet.
So this mat is 6 by 20 inches all in one piece, right, Phillip? So
that's correct.
I can cut, I don't even know how many of these little squares I can get out of one. Eric, do you know if you cut like all little squares? About how many? about 20 little squares that thank you, Eric Wallin is standing in the background letting me know.
Oh, good. Well, hello.
You can put about 20, cut about 20 of these little squares and just dot them here and there, and they're all going to turn in to what you saw in that pot. So this one mat is going to give you a lot of coverage of color. And they're great too, Philip, because you don't have to dig a hole. You can just, you know, tuck them into the rocks like that.
Yes,
and Philip,
right.
I know you know this story, but I'll tell it again. 2 years ago, I bought one of these mats from you. And I bought a whole bunch of plants that year, as I always do. And for some reason, it got kicked under the deck. I forgot about it. I mean, it was just, I was pushing stuff around. And you know, I found that thing like in October, and it was huge. I had done nothing to it. I didn't water it. It wasn't even in the sun, and it looked fabulous. So these are truly a no maintenance type of plant.
Well, and they really are, Carolyn. They are the toughest of anything that I offer. Tougher than anything. In fact, if you don't plant this tray out and do like I did and leave part of the tray sitting in the driveway and squirt it every now and then with a hose, it can stay out there for a year or two.
That's right.
They're very shallow rooted. They'll take the drought. They'll take the heat. They're indestructible. If you've never had luck with plants, this is a good way to feel successful.
So come back here for 1 second. This is what, let me just compare them to you. So this is what you're getting. So this is what the red one is going to start looking like. See these flowers? So it goes from this to these flowers and then bigger and bigger and tons more flowers as the summer goes on. If you're choosing the yellow one, this is what you're getting. And then this is what the yellow one turns into. So you're going to get a multicolor flower arrangement on either one, right, Philip?
Yes, indeed. And I love them because they will work in areas where nothing else works. Say in the edge of your driveway where the asphalt meets the soil, and also people don't stay on the road all the time.
Yeah.
And you can run over these in your car, and they're still going to be there.
Yeah.
I've got them right along the edge of my driveway because I don't want it to be ugly. And it's beautiful year-round.
And I can tell everybody, you have beautiful flagstone walkways in a couple areas of your yard, Philip, and you've got these tucked in between all those crazy shapes of rocks. So like this one is bordered, but at Philip's house, you'll see them tucked in between those flagstones, and people just walk right over them, and they look absolutely gorgeous. This really gives you a pop of color with very little work on your part, very little maintenance. Just water them, especially you want to water everything when it's new and make sure it's watered in. We want you to be successful.
Yes.
But after it gets rooted, man, it comes back every year. It lives under the snow. It doesn't even turn brown. I mean, if you had this growing under the snow right now in your yard and you wipe the snow away, it would be green, just like that picture.
And my pots are beautiful out there now. I've got them in the low trays and also in the window boxes. But as an added bonus to this, I know you love to see them. They're tough, tough, tough. There's also an overlay of ice plant within these trays, and those make the larger flowers. So you've got the ice plants, and you've got all the different sedums in there for the rainbow of color of all of these perennials that come back. You see the big flowers? Those are ice plants.
Because those are sprinkled in here. And I just want, Marianne's doing such a good job, as she always does. She's my fave. But I want you to move this out of the way. Look at the different textures and shapes of greenery that you get in here. Look at they're a variety plus. I mean, not only do you get the ice plants and the flowers, but you get these little succulent flowers. Look at these round leaves. These are kind of like those long, lacy leaves. Over here, a different type yet. And you can see there's white, there's colors. This is a virtual rainbow. If you have an old pot or one, maybe you have a water fountain that got a crack in it, so now you can't put water in it anymore, like a bird feeder style, bird bath. Fill it up with these. I've got like broken pots and they look sort of like vintagey things all over my garden that are filled with these, because these will spill out of a tipped over pot or a tipped over urn or something that used to hold water and now it can't. They don't care. And just use your imagination. An old wheelbarrow. The whiskey barrels you've got coming up. Maybe you've got, you know, just some kind of old bucket or something. Just whatever's in your garage. Fill it up with these.
Right. But I tell you what, though, we do have the whiskey barrels coming up. And what I love about them is that they're lightweight, and any bit of the ice plant or the sedum that fall off from, from raking or walking or whatever, throw those into the top of the filled up whiskey barrel, and they will root without you having to do anything. That will be your succulent nursery of hardy succulents. And then anytime you need more, you just go to that whiskey barrel and get more.
Yeah.
This can go on forever.
Right. I love it. It just is a problem solver. It fills in all the gaps. It fills in all the areas where the other things won't grow. That area along your asphalt that gets too hot for, and maybe grass won't even grow there. You put a little soil down and put these in, and they're good to go. This is truly something that everyone should have in their garden, and it just fills it all in. So let me just remind you that it comes with a growing guide. This tells you exactly how to plant it, what to do, and don't throw this away because it comes in your box. Phillip, you also have a great warranty. Tell us about that.
Yes. Well, thanks, first of all, for shopping with Phillip Watson Designs. It's an honor for me. These are perennial. This succulent mat, it's guaranteed for an entire year from shipping, and it's going to live regardless. But there's a number on the screen where you can reach me, or you can reach me online. I'm going to take care of you. I want you to be happy. Gardening should be fun, and this is pretty darn fun. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Phillip. And we're going to see you in a minute, honey, with your fabulous whiskey barrel. So we'll see you then.